off, I don't know. But someone having their manhood taken from them, someone being raped, that's not something that that you laugh at. That's really, I don't wish that on anybody, right? But I'm gonna break down how these terms come to play. You have some guys, usually young, you know, may get caught up on, a charge like um, involuntary manslaughter. I had a guy that I was incarcerated with that had like maybe 10 years for involuntary manslaughter. Someone died as a result of him driving drunk at a high speed, and um, one or two people died. You know, you have people locked up like that. They really don't have a record. Just make some bad choices, right? Resulting in them going to the penitentiary. Now you in penitentiary, you being assessed by guys who are hardened criminals. They're looking at your paperwork and they're looking at you and they're like, got one. You understand? Now this is, prison is all about about predators, being predators, right? And they might catch a guy like that out and back him in a corner, and basically tell him, listen, you can do this one or two ways, man. You can come up off that peanut butter, and I be the only one you deal with. I won't whip your ass, won't beat you up. I'm not gonna, punk you. Have you out here wearing Kool-Aid makeup and tight pants and stuff like that. But only late night, I might pull you off the top bunk and take care of what you need to take care of and go back to sleep. Now you can do it that way, or I can take it and pass you around like a cigarette. How you trying to move? And that works for a lot of people.